Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial video, and today I will be showing you how to create a ROS service in C++. In creating a ROS service, these are the steps required, and the first thing we need to do is to create a service file. And what is a service file? A service file basically describes a service, and it contains the client request and the server response. So to create a raw service, um, the raw service is created inside the SRV folder in our package. So this is our package was essentials cp, and the SRV folder where our service file will be created. This is the service file, and what does it contain? Yeah, so it contains the request part, which is the argument and the parameters the client will request from the server. And the second part, which is the response part, it's the response the server will be sending back to the client, which is the sum of the integer a and b. So after creating the service file, the next thing we are going to do is to compile the service file in order to generate source code needed for C++ and Python. And to do that, we have two important files in our package, the CMake list and the package.xml. For the package.xml file, we need to add two lines of code: the build depend message generation and the except depend message runtime. And it is important you add these two lines. For the CMake list file, we need to add the message generation under the find package. The next thing we need to add is define the service file we created, which is the r2 int. And the last thing is to add this before we now compile service file. So let's go ahead and run make to compile our okay, we are done compiling, and our source codes have been generated. And to verify whether our source code are truly generated, we need to go to the workspace, acting workspace, then deliver, and include the ROS essential cpp. Here we can find that our generated source code, the r2 int request, r2 int response. So now we are sure our source codes have been generated. And to confirm whether our service is defined in the system, and go ahead and print a list of the available service. And if we go through it, we will see here our service has already been defined in the system, and we can get more information. Okay, So you can see our service description. Now that we've created our service file, we've compiled it and generated the source code. The next step we are going to do is to create the server node, and the code is available on the wiki page. Yeah, the code is available on the wiki page, so just go ahead and copy it. This is the code, and we will do the same for the client node too. This is the code here on the wiki page. Go ahead and copy it. So we have the client node and the server node, and the next thing we need to do is to build the nodes. And before we do that, we need to modify the CMake list file again. So here will be, this is the lines we will be adding to the CMake list file. So after we've added these lines of code, you can go ahead and build the nodes. Then we do active the node. So we have built our nodes. We can now run the client node and the server node to see if our service is really working. So to run the nodes, we need to start the ROS call. Yeah, so our ROS call is running. Now we can run the nodes. So we will run the server node first, which will be expecting a request from the client. So ROS our package name, then our server node, is okay. So our server is ready to take in request. So we run the client node in another window. So ROS. Yeah, then the client node. So we will input two integers, which we want the server to which we want the server to return the sum. So sums 8 and 23. Okay, so you can see the server is sending back the response, which is 101, and this is the sum of the integers we requested from the server. Now we can do another one, 6 and 9. You can see our service is working fine. So we've been able to create a working ROS service in C++, and to create any other service you need to follow the same steps. Firstly you need to create the service file, then you compile the file, then after that you create the server node, the client node, then you build the nodes, then after that you can then run your service. So that will be all for this video. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.